Okay, good. So we're down basically to the last few questions, and these questions go back really more to you, and really about what experience and qualifications you possess that make you feel like you're ready to take this on, or you think you could represent all of the people in terms of sitting on the bench. Give us a little bit about your background and why you think you're qualified to do this.
I'll give you quite a bit about my background. I'm 50 years old. I'm originally from Sterling. I grew up on the west end of Sterling in a working class neighborhood. My father is a retired steel worker out of Northwestern Steel and Wire, and my mother is a retired registered nurse. And when I grew up, work ethic was stressed. When I was in 7th grade, I graduated from Catholic schools. When I was in 7th grade, my parents came to me and said, you need to start paying your school tuition. Now, back in those days, it wasn't a lot of money. It was about $75 a year, but back then, to a kid, that's a lot of money. So I went out and I found myself a paper route. I babysat, I picked beans. I did just about everything I could think of to earn my tuition. And from that time forward, I always paid all of my school tuition. When I was a student at Newman, and when I was old enough to have a legal job, I almost worked full-time and went to school because my parents kept instilling in me how important it was to work toward a goal. When I was in law school, I spent summers working at Northwestern Steel and Wire to put myself through school, and I'm not one who had an office job or some kind of fluff job there. I worked in the factory, in the plant, as a laborer. And I shoveled scale, which is kind of a sooty byproduct in the steel process, pushed nail buggies, worked next to the furnaces, worked in barbed wire. I did just about every job you can think of down there. And without that experience, I don't think that I would be in the position where I am today. When I graduated from law school, I became a prosecutor here in Whiteside County, and I did that for 12 years here. I did it for another year in a different county while I was a private attorney. I did it part-time in another county. But I handled everything in the office, from traffic and misdemeanor to felonies to juvenile court to civil matters for the county. So I have a really well-rounded trial background. I tried cases before judges, before juries. So I have extensive background in public service. I also served as a part-time public defender since I've been in private practice, and I saw things from then both sides. And I did that for approximately 3 years in Whiteside County. And then I currently am serving as a private practitioner. I've had my own private practice. It'll be 13 years, January 1st. And I've dealt with about every type of law you can think of, anything from real estate to corporations to divorce to bankruptcy. I mean, you name it, I've pretty much done about every type of law that there is. I also have been an administrative hearing officer. I've been appointed by courts to serve as a child representative in court, which is the voice of the child in court. And I'm the only candidate for this position who has 25 years of legal experience and who is a court-appointed child custody mediator. And I've been doing that for a few years now. In terms of not only having a lot of professional experience, I also have balanced that by public service. And over the last 25 years, I've been involved in a number of organizations. I've been a Red Cross board member. I've been involved on the YMCA board, been a Rotary Club member. I'm active in my church. I've been on my parish council, co-chair of the church dinners there. Most recently, some of the things that I've been involved in are that I was pleased to be elected as the Whiteside County Bar Association president for this year. I believe I'm the first female who has ever held that post. And currently I'm very involved with World War II Veterans Honor Flight Organization.
Sure.
And in fact, in November, I was able to escort one of the veterans to Washington
Well.
There's
Sorry
somebody who
about
wants to get involved in this.
Sorry about that.
I was able to escort one of our World War II veterans to Washington, D.C. to see some of the memorials, and that was probably one of the most moving events I've ever been involved in. And I also, people think it's strange when I mention this, but I box twice a week. And it's not, you know, kickboxing, or it's not, you know, pretend boxing, it's actual boxing. And there's a local boxing club that is run by a friend of mine, and it's geared toward at-risk youth. And what we try to do is instill in them not only physical fitness and discipline, but we also have a mentoring program with them. So I think that when you look at the length of my experience, my personal experience, my professional experience, my public service, and my community service, along with my work ethic, I think that you'll find that I'm the most balanced candidate with good work ethic, who has a good temperament, who is respectful of people, and who will follow and apply the laws.
Okay, well, good. Last question, and that is essentially, what do you believe is the primary responsibility of your job? What is it that you feel you do in this position?
Well, you have to provide a fair forum for litigants. And as I've indicated, my goal is to try to be not only fair, but accessible to people. You have to treat people with respect. People sometimes have disputes that others may think are very much minutia or not important to them, but these disputes are important to these people, and you have to give them their due. You have to be respectful, you have to listen to people, and you have to be fair and impartial. And those are the things that I think are extremely important for somebody in this position. And I think through the work that I've done over the years, I think that I've demonstrated those traits. And I hope that voters will agree and will select me in February.
Okay, well, thank you for participating.
Thank you.
We'll be posting this on YouTube. And if you'd like to find out more, you probably have a website you can go to.
I have a website. It's www.trishjoyce.com.